Hi everyone and welcome to Technology and Education. I'm your instructor, Dr. Stacy Treklis, and I'm here to talk to you just a little bit about how to get around in our course. So, when you first enter, you'll see the announcements, and about once a week I post announcements. You might see them a little more often depending on the week, and those will also be sent to your email. So around Saturday or Sunday, you'll get an email and an announcement that will tell you what's going on for the week ahead. You can also, if you like, join the remind.com service that we have and get these shortened versions of these announcements on your phone as well as a text message. So that's an opt-in. You're welcome to do that if you want to. You share your phone number only with remind.com and not with me. But you can still go back and forth as far as texting directly to me through Remind if you wish. If you wish to send quick questions and that kind of thing to me. So that's always an option. It's available to you. You can opt in at any time. Now, as far as the course menu goes, there's a Start Here guide that would tell you a little bit about who I am. There I am. You can learn a little bit about me and what I'm all about. I've been teaching this class for a really long time and I really enjoy it, so hopefully you'll like it too. It's a great class and we do a lot of neat stuff. This welcome letter will tell you a little bit more about what to expect. There, of course, the syllabus is here, the calendar. Of course, you already found this because you already found the orientation. And there's also some helpful things for students in here as well as far as using Blackboard goes. You'll want to go through all this information pretty thoroughly and especially make sure that you are familiar with the calendar and the syllabus. The calendar, too, can also be found here on the sidebar just in case. Things in this class are due about once a week. So even though we don't have a textbook in this class, and so we're not doing like reading chapters and that kind of thing, we are following a series of modules that have weekly assignments built in. So there's either a discussion board or a project that's due each week. So throughout the semester, just pay attention to what week we're on, and you should never get lost. Of course, if you ever have a question, do be sure to ask at any time. As far as how to get around, as far as asking other types of questions, of course, there's email. You can always send a direct email. There's the Remind service I just mentioned. You can also post in what's called the Q&A forum, which is just a little forum discussion board that has no assignments attached to it or anything, that you are welcome to post in if you want to ask a question or if you want to post something for the rest of the class to see. Think of the Q&A forum as a place where if we were in class together, you'd be comfortable raising your hand to ask the question you want to ask. If it's something you wouldn't feel comfortable asking in front of everybody, then you'd probably want to send an email or do a text. So just keep that in mind, the Q&A, but it's certainly there for you. We also have in the online course scheduled virtual meeting times, and you can check the syllabus for that, but you'll see that there's the virtual room meeting option there, and you can jump on. It's called WebEx, and if you are not logged in, of course I'm logged in already, so you'll see it as me. But otherwise it'll ask you for your name. You just enter your name. You don't have to even log in. You just enter your name and you enter into the WebEx. It's only available when I'm online. So you would go there and you'd be waiting otherwise. And it would tell you that I'm not online yet. And actually I get a notification too. So for some reason you desperately need to get into WebEx to talk to me, then I would get a notification that you're waiting for me and I would jump into the room with you. So those happen about once a week, and you can see the syllabus schedule for the virtual times, which are live meeting times where we can talk kind of face to face. There's also, of course, the good stuff is under instructional modules. So all of the assignments for each week is under one of the modules. So you'd go into each of the modules, see that there's a table of contents, and basically just follow along. Do be sure you read everything pretty thoroughly. As you'll see, there's going to be a video lecture for each module that will tell you kind of what's happening, similar to what you're watching right now. There'll be a little what's happening each module video lecture available to you, plus a bunch of stuff to look at and read. Then of course your discussions or assignments will be noted as in their own folders. So you would go to those places and you'd be able to see, okay, there's my Q&A forum, a link there. There's one of our first assignments, the blend space. So once you get to one of these assignments, you'll see directions and you'd open it up and then you'd be able to see all the directions, everything that's going on, start to finish. Do be sure you read these really carefully. There's a page like this for every single assignment. So I'll show you a different module where you'll see an assignment rather than a discussion, but you'll see they're very similar. So in Module 2, there's a gradebook assignment there. You'll get some information, and there's the directions. So you could open up that page. It's usually a separate page with all those directions in it, telling you start to finish, how to start, what to do, how to complete the assignment, and then how you're going to be graded and how to turn it in. So if for some reason you're getting lost and you're not able to find out what is required of you for an assignment, make sure that you're following along to find these little links that open up those pages that tell you everything. There's no mysteries in this course. I don't like mysteries. I don't like surprises. They're not a lot of fun. So I like to give everything out there. It's all out there for you, including a lot of cases. There are examples of some previous students' work as well. So if you aren't really sure what a final product kind of might look like, there are some examples for just about every assignment to give you an idea of what the assignment's supposed to look like. Even though yours can certainly look very different from what the other students have done, and I don't want anybody to feel like their creativity is being stifled, it at least gives you a concept of, oh, this is what a finished product looks like. This is what an A versus, some other grade might look like. So they're never bad examples. They're always good examples. So they give you something to shoot for, something to inspire you. So with that said, you can also shortcut to all the discussion boards, just discussion boards, not assignments, through the sidebar link. And so that's all of our discussions for the semester. And in each of the modules, you'll get a little bit more explanation of what's going on with each discussion board assignment. So then, of course, the directions are here as well. So if you didn't want to go search for it in the module, but you know you've got your blend space coming up or any other discussion, you can always shortcut back to that discussion directions as well. So, of course, if you ever get concerned about your grade, you should always be checking your My Grades. So if you're not that familiar with Blackboard yet, note that My Grades, of course, mine isn't going to be that interesting compared to yours, but you'll see that there'll be things upcoming, and when you have a grade, you'll see your score, and you can click on it, as well as clicking on View Rubric, and you'll be able to see kind of everything that's been marked and any comments. So this is another important thing, is you're going to want to be able to look at the comments that are given back to you on all of your assignments. I give very detailed comments back, feedback for you, so you'll want to always be checking My Grades and looking at your rubric to see how you're doing and why you've missed any points, or even why you're doing well. You always want to know why you're doing well as why you're maybe not doing well. So this is a place where you'll be able to come to get all of that information. It's not just a score. In case you're not that familiar with Blackboard, just remember, it's not just a score. If you're not understanding why it is that you're getting, say, 8 out of 10 on something, then look to View Rubric, and if that still doesn't make sense, you've still read it, it still doesn't make sense, ask me. Okay, because that way we'll all be on the same page and we'll know what's going on. And there's always a chance that I made a mistake too and I missed something. So you're always going to want to check that out. So that is more or less our course and how to navigate it. Of course, as I said before, you'll want to go find the syllabus. It is a Word document, so it'll open up in Word. So as you will see in the syllabus, there will be information about me at the top, all my contact information, all my office hours, when I'm available, and of course we can always meet at some other time depending on what's going on with you and what you need. So just reach out. Email is by far the best way to reach me. I'm on it pretty regularly and we'll get back to you very, very quickly. So that is always a good way to start the conversation if you have a question. Of course, using Remind and using the text messaging option there is also a great option. So there's all those standards that I mentioned. Of course, you can kind of flip through those at your leisure. That's for our accreditation, but it does sort of lay things out and let you see how the course overall looks and is being evaluated. Then we get to the course requirements and all of our expectations, so you can see how everything is laid out in the grading and what you need in order to get your desired grade. Late policy is pretty standard. The only thing that's maybe a little odd from other classes is that discussion board assignments, unless you have some sort of crazy extenuating circumstance, we can't do late discussions. It sort of kills the whole idea of a discussion when no one else is there to discuss with you. So if you're late, then it sort of negates the point of doing it. So we don't like late discussions. However, you can do assignments late. You'll take a penalty on point, so try not to be late, and when and if at all possible. And of course, if things are going badly, you're having trouble, you were in the hospital, you had an accident, whatever it is, do let me know as soon as possible what's going on so that I'm aware of what's up, and then we can make accommodations from there. So certainly, you know, these things are not held to stone if some special situation arises. But if you just kind of spaced an assignment, then, you know, expect to lose a few points on that. But still do make the point to turn it in, because as you can see in this class, there really aren't that many points available. So every little bit helps. You don't want to just completely lose out on some of your work, because otherwise that could really impact your grade. Some of this other stuff is fairly standard, but you should certainly read through it. If you need any help for things like how to get Microsoft Office, if you don't have your own copy, we do have Microsoft Office available to us as Purdue students, so you'll want to check that out. Of course, Blackboard is our main teaching tool, and you'll want to be familiar with it. If you ever have any trouble, please don't hesitate to call the help desk anytime you need it. They're there for you. You can always ask me too, and I'd be happy to help you, although sometimes at some point we may still have to talk to the help desk depending on your situation. So it just depends on what your problem winds up being. You might also want to invest in a microphone if you don't already have one, or if you don't have a laptop where you have a built-in microphone. Most laptops do. We will be doing a brief recording towards the end of the semester, so you're going to want to have a microphone handy available to you. They are really inexpensive. Any kind of headset with the, you know, little earbuds with the microphone can cost you less than $10 in most places. So you'll want to check that out and make sure that you have something working. Of course, this is online, so you're going to want to be actively participating. Anytime that you're going to be missing out on a significant amount of class, do reach out to me and let me know what's going on. If you're sick or going on vacation, or you know, things happen, do be sure to let me know what's going on so that I know that you know, that you're not completely missing in action, that you're coming back. Of course, there's information about our virtual live meetings that I mentioned, email, announcements, all the things I've already mentioned. So the syllabus lays everything out for you pretty clearly. Of course, make sure that if you have any questions about other things that are available on campus, like counseling, if you have a special need, things like that, do be sure to check out the information here and contact me if you have any questions at all. So that is a very, very brief overview of what you're going to find this semester in our course. I really look forward to working with you and learning with you. I think we're going to have a really great semester.